Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to see integers. What is integers? And then in this segment we will be seeing what is a natural number, whole number, real numbers, rational number, irrational number, in detail about all of them. So what is a integer? What is a integer? So I'm just telling you now the definition and then I will explain you what is integer. An integer is defined as a number that can be written without a fractional point or without a decimal. Okay, this is the definition. So just understand, these are very simple English terms, but then try to understand the concept behind this. So what are integers is defined as a number. So what is a number? A number, what are numbers? Number can be like we know it starts from 0. Is it so? 0 and it will have plus 1, 2, 3 and it will go on 1000, lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh. And what about this side? This side will have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. And here I will get minus 1000, etc. minus 10,000, minus lakh. So I'll be getting all the numbers over here which is negative and here it is positive. So inclusion of both positive and negative numbers are said to be integers. Integers are numbers. These are like these doesn't have any fractional part or decimal part, like 1.5 has a decimal over here. So will not say this as an integer, because though it lie in this number line only, we will not say this as an integer. We'll call them something else which we will see in the later sessions. So today integers, when we are dealing, it is the whole number. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 3,000, 10,000, 1 lakh are all integers. So I'm just giving you some examples for integers. So what are integers? Integers can be, some examples are 24 is an integer, 0 is an integer, minus 1000 is an integer, minus 24,000 is an integer, minus 1 is an integer, and minus 2045 is an integer, plus 2045 is also an integer. So all these are integer. As I said, 0 is an integer, plus 1 is an integer, 2 is an integer. So we can go on and on and on and on and on. So these are integers. So what are not integers? These are integers. Examples for integers. Which are not integers? We will see here. Examples for non-integers. Not integers, which are not integers. So 1.5 is not an integer, minus 0.5 is not an integer, or plus 0.5 is also not an integer. 1 by 2 is not an integer, or because 1 by 2 can be expressed in like this only, so this is not an integer. Root 2 is not an integer. Root 2 is not an integer. And also mixed fraction 5 2 by 3 is not an integer. 9.23 is not an integer. 0 by 1 is not an no, we cannot say this. This is neutral. And root 2 9 to minus 9.5 is not an integer. So these are not integers. These are not integers. You can see this has a fractional number. This is not fractional number, but it is expressed as in p by q format, that is numerator upon denominator fraction. So fraction is not an integer. So root 2 is not an integer. It is an irrational number which we will deal later. This is a mixed fraction, and this is expressed in decimal point. This is also expressed in decimal point. See, even this is not an integer if it is expressed as 0.0, though the answer will be 9 if it is represented in the exam 9.0. Then you can, like, if there are, you can say that this is an integer because 9.0 can be written like 9, but 9.1, because 0 doesn't have any value, so 9.0 can be expressed as 9. So this can be an integer, whereas 9.1 cannot be an integer. This is not integer. This is an integer. See you soon in another video. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to YARY Tutorials.